We from the civil society actually are those who need to somehow change our perspective on that population, because this is a huge population of people who participated in the war. If we are talking about the specific issues that veterans are facing, is that they are, regardless of be that in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Serbia, or wherever else in the region, is that they are perceived by certain actors of civil society as villains, just because they participated in the war. Only by participating, like they were somehow enabling the war policies that were happening during the 90s in Yugoslavia. And from my experience, for the most part, this is not true. We have a rather limited number of war criminals. Large number of war criminals are already prosecuted, be that in the Hague Tribunal or in the local courts, especially in the court of Bosnia and Herzegovina. For every one of those people, war came to the door. It's rather understandable why one decided to join the army. The problem is when the rest of the society or parts of society starts to perceive them as criminals by themselves, since they participated in the war. We from the civil society actually are those who need to somehow change our perspective on that population, because this is a huge population of people who participated in the war. And recently we organized a visit to 3 different places of suffering where lots of civilians were killed. And it happened on all 3 former warring sites. There was a larger group, a mixed group of war veterans from all 3 armies that fought each other in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but also peace activists and human rights activists from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia and Croatia. And this visit was also supported and accompanied by members of the victims' associations. And this was really the most important reason that we made those visits, because it really means a lot to the families of victims to see the, let's say, enemy comes to pay the respects and to say that they were sorry for the crime and that crime wasn't done in their name. So when you're in such a loss, when you lost your father, your brother, your mother, your child, this is very important for you to hear. There's someone to acknowledge your loss. And this is the possible beginning not only of personal healing, but also of some kind of start of healing of social trauma, which is still very large and unaddressed in the whole of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And one of the ways, possibly it's not so easy to perceive it, but when you think about it, it's rather easy to understand, is really to realize that there is no such a thing as hierarchy of victims, because every life counts. This is especially important in this moment when, again, people are going for the trenches and establishing different opposing narratives with a lot of victimhood. And I think this is something that we will need to deal with on a European level, not only on a regional level anymore. We are very aware of the need to deconstruct enemy images, because those are ones who produce mistrust. And it is very important to bring people back together again so they can talk and connect and really find ways to somehow contradict this situation, which is at this point very hard in all of the Europe.